Hello everyone, it's Masterstarman here, and I'm doing something sort of a little bit differently, and that is that I'm gonna give you guys a little heads up about a first impression of some, not quite E3, but something that surprised the hell out of me at E3. There was one game at E3 that I honestly thought looked so good, I have to make a video on this. I am LPing this game eventually, like maybe a week after it comes out, maybe. But yeah, this game definitely surprised me. That game was the Kirby Wii game, which I have been waiting for. Honestly, when it was announced back in 2005 or 2006 for the GameCube, that game literally, like, people wanted it, and it was cancelled, and now it's finally getting its chance back. And there was a lot of stuff that surprised me about it, so I'm gonna read through the Kirby Wiki page and, like, see through some of the stuff that kind of surprised me, first of all. The first thing I guess I should talk about is the 4-player. All I can say to 4-player Kirby is hell yes. Amazing Mirror worked incredibly well with 4-player. I think this game's 4-player will look great, especially since you get Waddle Dee, Dedede, and Meta Knight, and I am looking forward to playing as Kirby and Waddle Dee. I'm not looking, well, I never minded Dedede, but I was never a fan of Meta Knight, so yeah. The next thing I guess I could say is the super abilities, which were pretty surprising at first. I had nothing I could really say to it at first. It was the only ones that, like, the only one I've really seen so far is Ultra Sword, which, I thought Ultra Sword was a kind of okay ability. I never really liked Sword Kirby that much, but I guess this ability looks okay. It really does look more like a mega attack, if anything, so I honestly don't know what I could say to having this ability available at certain points. I honestly kind of hope it's a little uncommon, but they did also reveal the Fire Kirby's super ability was Monster Flame, which I don't know what I can say to these here. I'll be interested in seeing what they are, but overall, there's a lot of interesting new abilities that have appeared in. So far, the returning abilities, from what I know, are Beam Kirby, Bomb Kirby, Cutter Kirby, Fire Kirby, Ice Kirby, Needle Kirby, Parasol Kirby, Sleep Kirby, Spark Kirby, Stone Kirby, Sword Kirby, and Tornado Kirby. And there are 3 new abilities that I have seen so far, and actually one of them isn't exactly new, and I could explain some backstory on this one. The first new ability I have to say about it is the Leaf Kirby. And I was actually kind of interested in seeing this because for a long time, if there was one element of a Kirby mode I thought was missing, it was the Leaf. To me, it kind of looks like a ground-based version of Wing Kirby and Superstar, but in a more defensive way. So I'm kind of interested in seeing how it turns out because I kind of liked Wing from the Superstar. So yeah, I definitely am interested in seeing how Leaf will turn out. Water Kirby, hell yes. About time water appeared in a game. Water Kirby was, if you weren't familiar with this origin here, originally from one of my favorite episodes of this show, Air Ride and Style Part 2, a reference to one of my other favorite Kirby games, Kirby Air Ride. And Water Kirby, well, a little bit of backstory was that episode featured 4 abilities: Baton Kirby, Iron Kirby, Water Kirby, and Top Kirby. And those abilities there basically were from a Japanese contest, and Water Kirby was one of the selected abilities, and now it's finally heading into a game. I really don't understand how it got why it's going into a game when it was originally an anime exclusive ability, but just live with that, I guess. I'm definitely excited for it coming to a game, though. That's what I can certainly say for sure. And the other ability is Whip Kirby, which I knew about from the last trailer. And there's some friggin' okay, I think there's somebody outside with a whippersnipper right now, so yeah, it sounded. Yeah, there is somebody outside with a whippersnipper, so please just ignore the buzzing in the background if you can hear it. I can hardly hear myself talking right now because the stupid thing won't shut up, but whatever. I don't have anything I can say to the Whip Kirby. It'll definitely be interesting. I don't know what I can really say past that. My biggest impression would be, like, if there's gonna be any sort of, like, a secret secondary objective for, like, completionists to get. There probably is, like, the treasure chests in, Amazing Mirror and Squeak Squad, as well as, like, the crystal shards, which were required in, like, Kirby 64 and the, like, the, whatever they were called, rainbow shards or something in, Dreamland 3, but, yeah, I'm gonna be kind of interested in seeing how those work out, especially in co-op mode, because, obviously Meta Knight uses his sword Galaxia for attacking. Waddle Dee from the trailers uses a spear, which, I guess would be kind of interesting to see how that would work. I mean, I still really like Waddle Dee for what he is, so that's definitely about it, what I can say, but I guess a spear was really the only way how I could make Waddle Dee actually sort of a threat, like, for, like, using him as a playable character, so, yeah, and Dedede obviously has a hammer, so, yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing how those work. Like, I don't know, I thought that the gameplay looked really good so far from what I've seen. The boss battle against Wispy, from what I've seen, was pretty good for so far, and I'm just really interested to see, like, even more of the gameplay footage. Like, the super inhaling abilities and stuff were definitely seeming pretty cool, and in all honesty, I really want to see some of this stuff in co-op mode. Like, in co-op, I think it would be kind of interesting seeing how, like, some of these things were, and honestly, I know not much has been revealed so far. I can't talk, but I'm really interested in seeing, like, what the sort of secondary level objective for completionists is for this game. So I hope more on that will be revealed in, like, Nintendo Power in the next 2 or so months. And the new power-ups in the level, like the shoe with the spikes that seem to resemble the Kirby's shoe from Mario 3, and the fireworks thing that was in one of the screenshots, they were all pretty good looking, and, like, overall, I'm just very interested in, like, playing this game when it comes out. Like, it'll definitely be a great game for me to try an LP, and I think it would probably it'll probably be a collaborative LP with a few of my friends too. So yeah, overall, the pink puffball definitely has a lot of stuff. Like, it definitely just, it really surpassed a lot of my first impressions. If you can't tell, this is one of the most anticipated Kirby games I've ever had. The only other Kirby game I can think of that I anticipated, like, this much was Kirby and the Amazing Mirror back when I read about it in Nintendo Power, and that game just blew my mind after seeing the screenshots and stuff. I had to have that game, and I got it that year for Christmas, and it's a hell of a long story. But so far, that's been my initial impression on Kirby Wii. Apparently the game is stated for fall of 2011, which is definitely a good time, and yeah, so that's my initial impressions on this game here. Definitely will be buying it first day it comes out when it comes out, but so far these are my first impressions on the game.